Hi, it's Julie's Demi Colors. Like I said, I turned it from Julie Lundevall Demi Colors. So if you ever want to look under your hashtags, you can put Julie's, Julies, Julie's Demi Colors. I just thought the word Lundevall was, it's a little long for myself. I'd like to go back to my maiden name. I was born with that name, my maiden name, Cheney. So I always try to figure out, in today's society, why do we always have to take the man's last name? You're born with a last name. I was born as Julie Ann Cheney. So why not stick with Julie Cheney? Everybody knows me by Julie Cheney, believe me. With Lundevall, they're like, who's that? See? I wanted to show you quickly. I did this eye, and I fixed my eyebrow, because I kind of screwed this eyebrow up. See, every time they look great, I'm ready to screw them up. But I want to show you something quick with the eyes, since I was on earlier today. I'm going to use Pop, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Pop is a cool color. And I already got mine. Oh, and I'm so upset that Jones Road, my second time to wear the mascara, it's like the lip or something's cracked. It tips over and the black color is pouring out. So it's going to dry up. So I sent an email to Jones Road, because they are good about returning and sending back something if it came defected. Because I didn't wear mascara. I wore it when I first got it last week. And I just wore it today, and I noticed how, I'm like, all the goop was in it. Let's not get away from it. Okay, Pop all over the eye. And now what I want to do, if I think I can, I forgot what I used. Oh, I'm going to use just this. I'm going to go into Ken. Now, I know people are going to flip out Ken. They think it's a shimmer. I'll show that to you. To me, it's like a deeper brownish, reddish mauve. I just think it's, you really can't see a shimmer like you, well, right there you could. See the shimmer? But where I'm going to put it and how I put it, you're not going to really notice it. And remember, you start out with less and build up. You can't go backwards. Like this one I did. And you could do it darker for evening. To me, that's my evening. And this is my worst eye. So you're going to relax and you know where you're going to be. And I always believe in, and I go sideways to make a 7. And since I have any women that have hoods or lids like me, I have excess skin. If you do, and you got creepy skin, join the club. I really do. I have my lid, and you want to really get it right in there. And when I stretch it like this, that way you can look to make sure you get the color. So it goes right in. And then try to make that 7. Don't worry about your eye. You'll have enough space. We have to make space. And you can go in and just make sure, and remember I say you can always go back in. Let me see if I got a better, I'll use this one. So say I want to go like a 7. You can use a firmer one, put darker color, and go down. And you'll probably say, oh my God, that's too dark. Not necessarily. Then I'm going to fluff it. And the further out you go, the lighter the touch is. And then I'm going to go down. But you always want to go out. And if it didn't take like you thought, that's where you can put, because my skin moves around on this eye. This is like a hot eye, I'll tell you. That's why I like showing this one, because not everybody has an eye where you can go back and forth. Say, oh, you just go back and forth and flip it back and forth. And for the hooded eyed girls, just go a little bit high above your hood or your crease line. I love that. Wrongo. It takes time if you're going out for an evening, and you can always come down here if you want to soften it, but always bring it up. You can bring it up, but don't bring it down, because anything that goes down is going to make the person or yourself look down in that corner, and you don't want, unless you do want that. I mean, to each his own. I've done it. And this one, I'll put it a little bit more stronger so you can see it. On this one, I use Ken on the lower hash, on the lash, on my lower lash. Halfway, you can see all the way down. Now, if I look away, a lot of people will be happy with the dark color, and some people can even flip up. I really have a hard time seeing this side. I don't want to really get into medical, really. I'm getting discouraged about my neck. But you want it to see how, now I brought that down. This one I'm not going to, so I'm going to make that 7 again. Because see if it's an evening look. And I'm using Ken. Believe it or not, you can use Eve. If you have Eve, you can use Eve. Trust me. I always play with eyeshadows. Because I couldn't as a kid, I couldn't as a teenager. My mother said no makeup. My mother didn't teach me any makeup. None. I didn't really get into makeup really since Estee Lauder. And that means I was 30, 29 maybe. I'll never forget my wedding being July 21st at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That I will never forget. That's embedded. Now, if someone asks me about, my second marriage, yes, right there, God's going to strike me. I can't tell you the date, and I can't tell you the time. I don't remember. None. I know it was in May, but I don't even know what time. All I know is I got married in my parents' house. By the way, that's been sold. Thank you to my eldest brother, Peter Cheney. If you want to hunt him down, you can. If you want, I can even give you his phone number. Better yet, just go on Google and search Peter Cheney. Someone's got to pop up in the Northeast. But as far as I know, we haven't buried my father. Peter hasn't called me, messaged me. I haven't heard anything from him. I haven't heard anything from like the last time I talked to him, saying I'd like half his ashes. So, because my father always said he'd like to go and see the Grand Canyon. After my mother passed away, he mentioned it. Because when I came out here, you ought to come out here and see the Grand Canyon. He kept hemming hawing like he did about Alaska too, but he didn't. But I know he talked about the Grand Canyon to me a lot. And to be careful, don't get too close to the edge. But no, I don't, as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't been properly buried next to my mother. By the way, on the Ken, I just made the 7. I'm going to use golden eyes up here. You know how everybody was afraid they don't have space? Golden eye, yes, it's very sparkly. Let me clean that off. You could go into that one, Sabrina. If you didn't want that much sparkly, let me see this eye. I did golden eyes, but I'll put Sabrina over it. That way you can see how much you really have. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can go and fluff that out even more and soften it. Everything you can soften up, everything you make. And if you think you made a mistake and say, oh my God, I'm running out of time, take a deep breath and let your shoulders drop. Relax. ignore whoever's saying we got to get going. Come on, just ignore it. Block it out if you can. Put on some AirPods, your favorite music, so you don't hear anybody. So, yeah, like someone like my Uncle Ed, who was loud and obnoxious. There again, he was an engineer, so they're loud. Now, I feel like I'm deaf by now. I feel like I yell now because being around an engineer, all they do is yell and tell you what to do. It's exciting. I could scream. Remember that water bronzers we used in one of my videos on YouTube? I had baked and I got amber, the little undones. I got the poppy, it's called honey poppy or poppy honey. Well, I'm dyslexic. And my God, I don't have a pair. I'm not gonna go running for them. Oh, here it is. Peach honey. It's not sticky. It's like Fenty. You know, Fenty Sweet Mouth. Doesn't sticky. It's, I don't know if it has a little shimmer. At my age, if I can see it, I'll be shocked. Okay, now that I can deepen that up, so don't worry. I can make it look like this. And the other thing I forgot to show you, which I apologize. I go under. I already got mascara on, so I'm using Ken. And yes, my allergies are going strong. So if I have snot coming down my nose, let me know. We're all human. And I'm going to just put it right here at the tip. Because I wanted to make it look like, you know when people put a little cat eye, fake eyelash on, try to glue it on 20 times and make it stick? Well, if you got lashes like mine, just be patient with Grandelash or whatever serum you prefer for your lashes. Believe me, I've been on those for a year now. I'm just putting it underneath. Right where the hairs are and right there. And if you look, even if it came over, that's okay because you already got Ken or your darker shade. And right there, I'm going to define, again, just whatever's on my brush and bring it down. And on this one, in case, because it's movable, you would have to use a different brush. So I'll try this one. I mean, it's hard. I don't care what kind of brush. Once you get, I'm sure if you asked a real professional makeup artist today that works with a famous episode or seasonal or movie, they'll tell you they have to hold the eye or they have their tricks. I'm not going to put silicone or something up there so it looks like I got an eyelid. I mean, I have that stuff, but I'm allergic to it. Again, I'm allergic to everything lately. See how dark that one is? This one's not as dark. I'm trying to think why. This one, let me think. I still have a hood, but this one's really got a lot of hood. That might be why. I don't know. Turn that and kind of, because I'm picky about eyes. For a real mature hooded eye, I am, because a lot of women ask. So they want to know how. And I just make a 7. If your eyes are set closer to, like mine, my eyes are close set. You want to try to make a 7. Don't go over the black pupil. Stick like in the middle of it or right at the, and just go over. See how I'm going over? And then just go down. And with all the excess skin, like I say, you can pop it, press in it to get sure you know, because when you open up your eyes or close it, people are going to see that color no matter what. So that's why you fill in those colors. And the best part, I'm putting, you can put crush, you can put pepper on Wednesday. There's another one, as you wish. I'm just putting, I'm going to put Kiss. I do love Kiss. And that was Well, I was going to say that was the month of my birthday. It's also the month my father passed away. Believe me, he told me so much. What kind of father tells you for 2 years, nonstop? He also wanted to change his will. It was after he gave up his driver's license because he didn't want to get in a car accident and kill someone else. To me, that's a very responsible person. He just didn't want to drive anymore because of the reflex of his knee. He knew he couldn't get to the brake or gas, or it could get under your gas pedal, and he wouldn't be able to slam on the brakes. I'm sure he could do slow roads where he lived, but you couldn't do it on the highway or fast traffic. So actually, he was very responsible. I had to give him a lot of credit for giving that up, because that's a big thing. When you give up your driver's license, means you can't just get in your vehicle and go say hi to so-and-so, even though a lot of people just want to click on their Facebook and be social media that they got a cramp in their neck, because that's all they do is that. And if they're visiting someone and they hear their phone ding, they're so rude. They go and pick up their phone to check who Facebooked them or messaged them, say at 9:30 at night, while they're in front of someone talking. That's a little rude. Unless they were waiting for an emergency phone call, then I'd hear the phone ring. But if it keeps going ding, dong, beep, bop, whatever, you don't keep looking while you're talking to the person across the table from you, unless you're rude and you have no respect. Someday that might just happen to the person that does that all the time, and someday his grandchildren might grow up, or her grandchildren, and they might do the same thing to the grandparent, and say, this is more important. And they're going to say, Grandma, Granddad, you can wait. So it can backfire. So how you treat your father, be careful. Your grandchildren just might treat you the same. That's a word to the wise. Now that I got kiss all over the place, you know what you can do. I'm going to go in and just put Sabrina right here. You could put Golden Eyes, Drift, actually, as long as it's a light color. But say you thought you got too dark on this side, I'm going to go into Sabrina. I could use Drift, I could use Cupcake, even Strawberry Fields. And just go up this way. I always show this, just to brighten it. And I got Lily here too. Let me do Lily. And it brightens that right up again. So the 7, it doesn't look so harsh here. If you think it does, you can always there again. I'm not saying cake on a lot of eyeshadows, but there are a lot of eyeshadow tricks you can do with the process. If you think you did it wrong, or it didn't come out right, or the mascara screwed up the whole eyeball, you're a mess, and you really are pressed for time. One, don't get in a car accident over it. So don't speed because you're late because your eyeshadow. Take the time for yourself. If hubby's yelling at you to get in the car, tell him to sit in the vehicle, tell him 20 minutes. That way you'll be out in 10. And you just go like that, and there again, even if, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Julie, that's not much of a punch, the kiss. I love it because it's not so shimmery. It's a low shimmer. Even like I showed you, Ken, if I can get that little shimmer. And right here, I put it on the bottom. Here, I didn't put anything on the bottom. So you tell me which eye looks better to you, the left or the right. You can leave that in the comments, okay? I'll have this on Instagram somehow, some shape or way or form. Today was my first time going live on Instagram. I don't know a darn thing about phones. I think I gotta go back to school and take a class on computers, like how to paste, comment, whatever. I don't know what to do. And I definitely don't have a patient retired engineer to show me how. Doesn't have the patience at all. And when I say at all, at all. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Talk too much as it is. Those are mature hooded eye looks. I do. You can do it this way. If you got a bigger eye, go for it. If you got a small eye like me and I laugh, you might just want to do underneath and keep the darkness going out that way. And that is my worst eye, so I'm not going to go down this way anyways. And I've started not to do this anymore because it can close up the eye. I hope that helped. Really, leave it in the comments, okay? Left or right? For yourself, too. And if you need a free match on Demi or the 3D creams or lip and cheeks or eyeshadows or illuminators, or our bronzes are great since it is summer, I feel like, because it was 90-something again today. I stayed inside. Oh, you just reminded me I got to do my laundry. I got it in the dryer. Now I'm talking about my personal things. Well, I hope we are real on here. If there's someone out there that doesn't do laundry, by all means, give me a comment and say, I don't. All right. Have a good day. And what is today? Sunday? Probably turning into Monday for me. I'll see you maybe Thursday, Friday night. It all depends on going to California. I don't care if it's rain or shine. I got to get away. Someone will be watching Maestro and Leo. But I'll still want to know what's happening every day. That's just me. Because I'm worried about Leo, you know. So, but I still want to just sit and see the ocean. That calms me right down, just seeing the ocean. So why am I in the desert? Don't ask. Have a good week. Hopefully I'll touch base with you. Maybe in California I'll touch base with you and give you the view. Okay, if it's sunny out or cloudy. Have a good week. It's Julie's Demi Colors.